caution to the wind, and I'm glad I did. Okay. Butch Hancock hardly needs an introduction, but I just want to say that 6 weeks ago, Phil and I were down in Terlingua. We were parked at Starlight Theater. We were backing up to pull out, and we thought we hit a boulder behind us. But what in fact had happened is that one of the wheels of the truck had come off. And you cannot get a tow in South Brewster County for, it's over 100 miles where it would come in. So I called Butch, and he said, well, I got a flatbed trailer and a truck, I'll be right over there. So he came over, and 4 hours and 6 guys later, they got my little Toyota Tacoma up on that flatbed trailer. I mean, to the delight and amusement of everybody on the front porch. It's legendary now. But you know that Butch is a man of many words. And he's from Lubbock, where it's still flat. And he's down in Terlingua, where it's not. And sometimes he's up here, and he's gone from the Flatlanders down to the river and back again, and I'm just so thrilled that he agreed to be a part of this tonight. So, Butch Hancock.
Wow. What a planet. Justin, Little Rock. I was homeless in Little Rock one afternoon. me and Joe Ely, well, and Jimmy, all of us, the whole Flatlander band had stopped overnight there at some parking lot outside of a weird hotel north of downtown.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah, but we had our bicycles with us in a trailer behind the bus, and so Joe and I got up and headed. We got hungry about midday, and it was Sunday, and there wasn't a damn thing open for miles around. It seemed like we finally found an old, kind of a broken down shopping mall, kind of a strip mall that had it was kind of a little Dairy Queen kind of a thing out in the middle of the parking lot. And so Joe and I kind of looked at each other and said, well, it looks open, let's go have a look, you know. And we walked in, kind of looked up at the menu, and the lady said, well, be right with y'all. And while we were waiting, somebody drove up outside to the drive-up window, and you know, you could hear it crackle, crackle, crackle. And she said, yes, sir, what can I do for you? And he says, I would like an order of all you can eat to go. And Joe and I just kind of looked at each other like, did we hear that right? And she said, I'm sorry, sir, we don't do that. And he said, yeah, I wanted all you can eat to go. And she said, I'm sorry, we don't do that here. And he said, well, sure you do. I got 2 of them last week. and we were kind of laughing, and we asked the lady if that happens frequently, and she said, well, every once in a while, but you know. But holy mackerel, man. Little Rock, yeah. That was our big Little Rock moment. Wow. And by the way, if I ever hear you say again that you ain't no poet, and anybody else tells you that, you can bring them to me and I'll whip both your asses. Dude, that was wonderful.
Wow, that's on tape.
Here's a reply I made to somebody who said something sometime. Ken O'Neill, who's a wild and crazy guy. I said, I will Facebook you in the morning, Ken. My son Rory and I are hitting the road for Terlingua, but if possible, let's set a spell and iron out a few wrinkles in the cosmocetic nearby flybys of moronic morasses circling about for unpermitted and impermissible landing sites in the hearts of all matters. And I mean it. All perpetual emotion machines are, of course, still running in and out of gateways and getaways at breakneck speeds. Time for relaxed moments of joy and presence as we gaze into the maw of imminent domains, spinning helter-skelter, masquerading as mere shadows of their former frenzied, cyclonic, colonic discharges. Like matadors, with swirling capes and taps on our heels, the passing moves are begun. Bull goes to its knees in shock that we mean it no harm, and in an instant's pause glimpses the horizon's blinding sword of love, caressing its nostrils, forehead, ears, and horns with the light of life, not death. Red Cape comes to rest on an inclined spine, and as Matador walks away smiling, Bull snorts a prayer of gratitude, rises and prances around the arena like the Matador, completely beyond the matrix of causality and endeavor. So, oh, this is odd. And a guy from Arkansas, Joe Gibson, lives in Fayetteville. He said, Butch Hancock, you can be so full of shit and still be spot on. And I replied to him, that's just my professional side showing through. Oh, Lord of mercy. I don't know, words. What in the world? How did we wind up on a planet with words?
Right.
Where'd they come from to start
The
with?
beginning was
In the beginning, yeah, well, but there was no beginning,
true.
in my humble opinion. Yeah. I mean, what was before that? Yeah. But I decided one time that words are the things we have to use to get us to the point where we don't need words. And we usually do it backwards. We run into moments that are just pure, perfect moments, which are there all the time, but we relax enough to just see a moment, you know, that beautiful sunset, or when you spilled your glass of wine on somebody or the floor, and you stare at it for a second. Is that a perfect little moment of weirdness? And then you start making up words. Oh hell, oh, you know, whatever the words come. You know. And I got into a haiku group of all things a few years ago, for about a year or so, and it was a real interesting study in economy of words. Now, Guy Clark, he used to tell me, Butch, you should come up to Nashville and I'll be your editor. And I'll make you $2 million. And I said, yeah, sure, yeah, you start with $4 million, right? And we'd always go around and around about that. But haiku is pretty amazing. The general gist is find that quiet, wordless, perfect moment. And then you look around, and then the first words that come out, maybe to describe it, maybe not, but something. Those first words come out, those are the ones you deal with for the haiku. Traditionally, in Japanese, I believe, it's 3 lines of 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and another 5 syllables, but even the old masters ignored that sometimes, so that's no big deal. But several years ago, I went back out to Terlingua. We were living over in Wimberley for a little while, and went out to work on the house and work on some songs. And I'd been there about 3 days, and realized I hadn't been out the back door, and I ran back out the back door. It was mid-afternoon, and I found an owl that had died and was hanging by his right claw from some vegetation, and his wings were all beaten up and looked like he had a pretty miserable death, but his wings, his claws had gotten caught in that vine, and boy, it just blew me away. I'm always out there in the desert looking for, spirits and talking to the coyotes and javelinas, and I'm always on the lookout for a good whirlwind coming by, because it's so much fun to go stand right in the middle of it. Whoa. That's probably from living in Lubbock for too long. But so I said, what can this mean, this dead owl in my backyard? Oh, I was moped around all afternoon, and that night I sat down and wound up with several haiku. And by repeating the last line of each stanza, the third line of each stanza, I was able to make a song out of it eventually. And I'll see if I can get through it. It goes, the wise old night owl, snared by morning glory vines, hangs dead in the sun, hangs dead in the sun, hangs dead in the sun. Scarecrow in the field, mistaken for no man's land. A black crow flies south, a black crow flies south, a black crow flies south. One thundering cloud builds up out west and divides. My thoughts fall like rain, my thoughts fall like rain, my thoughts fall like rain. Waving blades of grass, what's all this golden silence ringing in my ears, ringing in my ears, ringing in my ears? The wise old night owl, snared by morning glory vines, hangs dead in the sun, hangs dead in the sun, hangs dead in the sun. Here's something. Okay. This, I keep out, you guys, I'm probably in the company of very serious journal keepers, no? I mean, to the point of insanity almost, maybe. Anybody? Okay. Well, I do that too, and in the front of a lot of my little journals, I'll draw weird pictures, and then write a poem to kind of introduce the blank pages to myself, So this one is from Probably wrote it around the first part of 2016. If this little thing has a title, it may be The Heavy Side of Light. The heavy side of light has hit. Wind and sand flies apart, as do deeds undone and undoable. Unforecast by shadows or omens, unpremonitioned by momentums and karmas, memes circle in ever-tightening orbs. Centripetal and centrifugal join hands, and the square dance partners round off near moons and shadows of moons as penumbras slice through. Hang on a second. Slice through. It goes over to the next one. Deepening darknesses. Okay. And melodies drift balloon-like alongside intentionals and haphazardals. Winking, easy for me to say. Winking, blinking, and nodding approvals and disapprovals right on time. Sectors appear and disappear as geodesics, undulating betwixt and between mountainous peaks and gaping troughs of sets and subsets of wave after wave after wave. The sly man yawns and pops another pill. Patience is leashed and exercised. Times appear to pass, and roads appear to yearn for more travelers who don't question the fading patinas and diminishing significances of what were once or twice true signs of yield and stop and resume speed. And lo, that's biblical. And lo, another infinitesimal spiral takes shape as tracks and traces of unfettered forces bound up and away in effortless freedom. Yeah. Well, I had one, and it mysteriously disappeared, as pics do. Oh, you got one? Oh, thank you kindly. Perfect. I'd like to try this. This one almost started out to be something other than a song. It's probably the only song I've written that doesn't actually rhyme. No rhyme. Tougher times have come and gone. Stranger names have been remembered. You missed me from the day we met, love. What makes you think I've forgotten? Roll around, roll around, roll around and sing forever. Spread your wings, spread your wings, spread your wings and fly tomorrow. Bluer skies have blown away. Can't you remember what you called me? You wore the rose, I ran in circles. No one knew you had my number. Roll around, roll around, roll around and sing forever. Spread your wings, spread your wings, spread your wings and fly tomorrow. Flash of light, smoky shadows, violent silence of love unspoken, profiles of your face and power, tears between here and forever. understanding. Why'd you wake me from my slumber? If you didn't know I love you, roll around, roll around, roll around and sing forever. Spread your wings, spread your wings, spread your wings and fly tomorrow. A fence of wood and gates of metal, trails of perfume in the twilight. Stars collide and dry leaves rustle. Your lips are wet and filled with wishes. Roll around, roll around, roll around and sing forever. Spread your wings, spread your wings, spread your wings and fly tomorrow. Ancient mountains, chills and fevers, empty beds and hanging gardens. Something I'd rather than, yeah, the golden light still in my eyes. Love, roll around, roll around, roll around and sing forever. Spread your wings, spread your wings, spread your wings and fly tomorrow. And roll around, and roll around, and roll around, roll around. What a planet, what a planet. Ah, this is nice. This is something that somebody reposted of mine from 2013. That's years ago. This light, just like this night, shines with shades and shadows and shimmering glimpses of infinite. And though one bad attitude can turn it all to mud and fear, this world and all our thoughts just appears and disappears and linger in all embracing and overlapping love. Love blossoms in the light and even in the night. So truth and true awakening are really merely always present, whether in or out of sight. When you look for nothing other than this. One other thing I wanted to see if I can find here. The month of February, things were getting pretty crazy by then in the general gist of public attention. And I was fed up with it, totally fed up with it. And so I woke up on February the 1st, stepped outside in the desert to take a pee, and I said, man, I'm through with it. I'm not, I'm out of here for a while, you know. But this phrase just hit me right in the face. It's just like whap, you know. It said, let your bare feet touch the earth today. And I went, whoa, yeah. And so I came back in and posted that, you know, okay. And I was going to write some more on it, and I went, wait a minute, that's plenty. That's enough. That's a great thing for a day. Yeah. And so all day long, I walked around just thinking, yeah, let your bare feet touch. Yeah, this is nice. You know, and what a relief from all the mayhem, you know. It was just, yeah, just go barefooted, feel the difference, literally feel the difference. You know? And the next morning, next thing that happened, you know, went out early in the morning, the sun came up, and whap, let your bare face feel the sunshine. Yeah, good idea. Wow, this was so wonderful, you know. And I went back and posted that one, and I thought, man, this is kind of nice. And same thing happened, the same all day long. It was, yeah, just let your bare face feel the sunshine. And it relieved me of having to try to write anything else or even worry about anything else. You know? It was amazing, amazing thing. Yeah, you know. And so 3 or 4 days into it, I was going, hey, yeah, I've already made a rhyme here. It might be a song. I didn't know what it was going to be. I said, I'm just going to write 1 line a day all this month. I figured out pretty quick that, 28 days, 4-line stanzas, you got 7 verses if you do it right, okay? And so as I proceeded, it was like, I just kept wanting to write something, I'd think of something, and I go, oh, I better write this one for today. But I stopped and would say, wait a minute, that's me talking. I want the day to tell me what this is. I want nature to tell me about it, not me. And I proceeded with that for the whole month, and I'm just gonna read it to you. It's sort of singable, but I haven't worked that all out. Let your bare feet touch the earth today. Let your bare face feel the sunshine. Let your thoughts all turn to love and wonder, and let your worried mind unwind. Breathe every breath for all life today. All times and things are changing still. The work you work, the play you play, are the bridges you are born to build. Here's where I waxed eloquently. Here, look at it. This was like day 9, okay? In the blink of a geological eye. I was so proud of that, man. It was like, you look around twirling wood, that's what it is. Beginningless time is sweetened. In this boundless, measureless moment, everything eats, and of course is eaten. Seeds are sown in fields and farms, spread out in rows and sprinklings, like subatomic spins and charms, and interstellar inklings. Thoughts slide by like miles of clouds and watch each other fading. The morning breaks in silent sighs, and the day comes serenading. Cloudless skies of endless blue, and blues that blend and ebb and flow. I watched a red tail as it flew, as above, so below. My bare feet touched the earth last night. The stars were bright above. So far, the end is not in sight, and there is no end to love. I'll do one more here, I guess, and get are we going to do a grand finale of some sort? I'd like to do this. Y'all get ready. You can jump in on this one if you want to, in fact. This is a song that just popped down out of the skies one morning in Lubbock, Texas. I looked it up a few years ago, and I found out it was May the 11th, 1972. And Flatlanders, we were all living in this house on 14th Street and W. We called it 14th Street for that very reason. And it was one of those houses, seriously, where there was always somebody awake and always somebody asleep. 24/7. But anyway, that morning was a rare foggy day in Lubbock, but the sun was kind of breaking through the cloud of fog and then right into our so-called dining room. Well, because that's where we ate most of the time. Andy had, but it was a really bizarre dining room. All we had in there was a 7-foot by 36-inch door, hardcore door, and a solid core door, and it was balanced on 2 concrete blocks. And we spilled more spaghetti, and anybody that leaned on it tipped over. And so finally, weeks and weeks into this, one of our friends from the civil engineering department at Texas Tech came over for spaghetti one night. He saw the trouble we were having, and he said, "Hey, you guys, if you just get one more concrete block, you could triangulate it, and it would keep it from tipping over." And Joe and Jimmy and I kind of looked at each other like, wow, why didn't we think of that? And so we saved up for about 4 or 5 days and got I think it was $1.25 together. Joe took his bicycle over and got a concrete block, brought it back, and man, we didn't spill a drop after that. See you. If you were a bluebird, you'd be a sad one. I'd give you a true word. Hey, Betty, sit down. You already had one. If you were a bluebird, you'd be crying. You'd be flying.
Zoo, yeah. Close this place up, so, you know, maybe we'll just become street people after this and keep on. Thank you so much for coming tonight. This has been a really, really wonderful night for me too. And next one will be in March. Stay tuned to Facebook. We do this quarterly. And lineup, I believe Steve Brooks is going to be with us doing some songs, and Kevin McElroy from one of the Warren Wilson faculty from Asheville, North Carolina, and Barbara Rass, poet from San Antonio, and another person that I don't know, but they could be like Justin, and it could just end up being, you know, just wonderful. So, thank you all. Come again.